Because you're watching this video, you're already one step ahead, and after you finish this video, you are going to find success. Everything you will learn in this video are the reasons why I was successful in starting my e-commerce business, starting this YouTube channel, making my first 7 figures, and achieving everything that I set my mind to. This is the ultimate guide on how I transform myself and how you can transform yourself and become that girl who is confident, beautiful, rich, successful, academic, somebody who achieves all of their dreams. You will finish this video with all the motivation, instructions, and rules that are going to guide you to leading a successful life in 2024. My name is Brittany, and this is the first episode of my self-help and improvement series, where we're going to work on becoming better versions of ourselves. Learn the power of detachment. Detach from what destroys your inner peace. Your past mistakes are meant to guide you, not define you. It is imperative that you reflect on your past year and how you were, how you felt, whether it be good or bad. And remember that these moments do not define you. You make the changes in your life and you decide who you are. Not somebody else, not your external environment, but you. I know that we all have our moments in life, and sometimes you just think about things over and over again that haunt you. You need to free yourself from these anxieties. They are not relevant anymore in your life. And that is the only way that we can move forward and grow as individuals and improve on ourselves. Otherwise, you're just holding on to the past, and we don't care about our past selves anymore, okay? Detachment is the ability to experience our feelings without allowing them to control us. And that is so important to remember, guys. How to take responsibility of your life, because your mindset is everything. You might feel that life is unfair sometimes. You might not be the most talented. You might not be the smartest. You might not be the prettiest. You might not be the fittest. You might not be the most special at anything, to be honest. And that is most of us. We aren't particularly good at anything. We are all disadvantaged and advantaged in some way. There is always going to be someone better than you. There is always going to be someone worse than you. The only thing that you can do in these moments is turn your disadvantages into your strengths. Focus on what you can change. This has everything to do with your outlook on life and how you perceive and view certain situations. Your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and fantasy. Your mind acts on what you feed it, which is why your mindset is so important. Whatever you tell yourself is what gets absorbed into your brain. That becomes the truth in your mind. There are scientific studies that back this up. One study in particular took 2 groups of individuals and asked one to play a specific set of keys on piano and the other to imagine playing a set of keys. Under both circumstances, whilst they were being scanned for their brain activity, showed that they significantly increased in brain regions corresponding to motor movement of the hand. This means that our brains can clearly not identify what is real and what is fake. And that's why our thoughts have such a tremendous impact on both our body and our mind. Therefore, being unaware of your daily thought patterns can be really dangerous and can hinder the experience of your reality. And this is why it is important to shift to a positive mindset. It's kind of like the saying, like, you are what you eat, but in this instance, it's what you say you are, because your brain can't tell the difference between what's legit and what's not. So if you say I'm ugly, of course you're going to start believing that you're ugly. And if you keep saying and thinking these things over and over and over again, you're only going to stimulate those negative chemical reactions in your body. And therefore you have to start telling yourself things like, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am intelligent, I am capable. And these chemical reactions will start to change. You create your own advantages. For example, if you're trying to be an academic weapon, you know you're not as good as the top students. But what you can do is study an extra hour, study an extra 2 hours, do extra readings, watch more lectures. Watch your lectures earlier, watch them on time. Even if you don't even get to them, that's probably a reason why you aren't an academic weapon yet. The most successful people aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who try the hardest. They're the ones who truly believe in themselves, and you have to start adopting that mindset as well. Develop a mindset of no matter what and have a positive outlook. I will go into the secrets of how I developed this later, and there will also be a free guide, so just keep watching and I'll get there. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Define your goals and intentions. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. I've achieved all of my goals in finance, business, life, friendships, relationships using this method, and I'm going to teach you exactly what that is. I want you to pick between 3 to 5 core goals this year, and you are going to be working on these for the entire year. These are things that you must complete and must achieve by the end of this year. And the reason why I say you must achieve them is because you put a deadline on it. If you don't put a deadline, you're not proactively working towards it. It is absolutely imperative that you have a timeline on these goals, because then you know when you should be achieving this by, and you know what steps you need to take. Otherwise, you're just mindlessly chasing goals and not knowing when you want to achieve them by. I will have a free PDF guide for this entire goal section. I will have that link down below. So instead of having to write it out, you can just print this sheet out and then complete it. With these 3 to 5 goals, I feel like you should pick in different areas, whether it be academic, finance, business, life, relationships. I think it's important to have a variety of things, because then you're covering all aspects of your life. Your life should be well-rounded, and you should be focusing on everything holistically, because that is how you become a happier and better person. Break down each of your goals and how you will achieve this. So some ways that you can do this is by using SMART goals. So this is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, how I started my e-commerce business was I wrote down everything that I needed to do and the time frame that I wanted to complete it by. So things I need to do: I need to find suppliers, build the website, operations management, costs, designs, etc. I had to take all of this into consideration, but the main thing is that I had a time frame on all of this. Therefore, I could set out exactly the steps that I needed to take in order to get to that end goal and complete this project. Even for saving money, how much money do I need to save each month in order to save X amount by the end of the year? Remember, a goal without a plan is just a wish, so make sure you break your goals down. A bonus is to do a SWOT analysis, and this is your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And this just gives you a better analysis on your personality and what might be hindering you from reaching your maximum potential, and what will aid you in reaching your max potential. Define your inner voice and how to develop a positive attitude. You are what you say you are. Everything you say to yourself will define you legitimately, because that is what your body will take in. That is what your mind takes in. And once your mind believes it, that's game over. Therefore, you have to put positive thoughts about yourself, about your environment, about your outlook on life, because this is the only way that you can stay motivated and find success. Do you really think you're going to be the most motivated, productive, successful when you're depressed? Absolutely not. I definitely was not when I was depressed, and that is why I know a shift in your mindset is going to solve so many of you guys' problems. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Literally, whatever you tell yourself will become your truth, which is why it is so important what you say to yourself. I want you to tell yourself that you are smart, you are beautiful, you are capable, you can do anything that you put your mind to. And when you say things so many times, even if you don't believe it at first, you eventually do believe it. This is going to improve your mental health, it's going to fuel your optimism, make you more motivated, help you with crisis management, increase your productivity and your self-confidence, because you're going to have a positive outlook on life. Therefore, you will seek solutions. You will not dwell in the past, and you will detach from things that have happened. I want you to close your eyes and envision yourself as the person that you want to become. Think about their personality traits. Think about how they would think, how they would act, what they would wear. I want you guys to start adopting these traits. This personality, the attitude, everything. That is exactly how you become the person that you want to be. A story I want to tell you guys from Jack Canfield's The Success Principles. I love this book. This specific story talks about Jack Canfield and his friends, where they were all in their early stages of their careers, and they would host a party where they would all dress up as their future selves. One would be a best-selling book author. The other one would be a doctor. They were told to dress up and act the way they wanted to be when they reached that point of success. Decades later, they all became exactly who they wanted to be. And this is the power of manifestation. You have to start acting the way that you want to be in order to become that. That is how you manifest that into your life. I always wanted to become a successful YouTuber, and that was always my goal. Since high school, I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. I didn't realize I was manifesting back then, but I acted exactly the way that I thought I should be acting if I were to be a successful YouTuber. So I just mimicked all of that. I started acting that way, not realizing that I was manifesting my future. I put so much work and effort onto my channel that I realized that one day I ended up here, and now I'm doing YouTube full time, which is insane, because when I think back to little me, I don't know what I was doing at the time, but I realize now that is exactly what it was. I believe that I would become a successful YouTuber, and that is exactly what I set out to do. And I have a family of 500,000 subscribers, which is crazy. I always think back to this moment where I wanted something so badly, and I truly believe that I deserved it and I wanted to be there, that I adopted these personality traits that helped me become the person that I am today. If you want me to deep dive into manifestation, I can do a separate video on that. Just let me know in the comments. Every time that I've achieved a goal is because I have a positive mindset. I was also extremely focused and believed in myself so much to the point that I was like, I have to achieve this goal. Like, there's no way in my life or in this timeline that I cannot achieve this. And by breaking down these goals, of course, it also helped me achieve these things. Your attitude and beliefs will determine your direction. It all comes down to having a positive mindset. How to maximize your opportunities and stay ahead of the game. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. A few things I want you to work on. First of all is rewriting or improving your resume. I'll have a free PDF resume guide that you guys can download below. This has been curated from my most successful friends and family who have all attained the most extraordinary careers in their field. They're investment bankers, doctors, dentists, educators, entrepreneurs, everything and more. Like, they're literally from all walks of life. I've condensed all of their suggestions into this format, which is a really simple layout which you can use to express yourself on paper. Practice the rule of 5. So we're going to be focusing on 5 different daily habits that you can incorporate into your life that are going to push you towards success and becoming the best version of you. I'm currently completing a 30-day reset challenge, which is kind of like the 75 hard, but instead it's condensed into 30 days and we're focusing on building 5 habits. This is much more approachable than doing like 2+ months of committing to certain goals. It's less daunting, especially for someone who is coming out of a depressive episode or feeling really low in their life. I know it's 75 days is like just so many days. How to be presentable and the importance of self-care. The first impression is the last impression. It is so important how you put yourself together. This realization clicked in and out of my head as I was going through different phases of my life, and I think it is absolutely imperative. Not only because it's how others perceive you, but it's also how you feel about yourself. You want to be feeling your best and looking your best, and this will create a lasting impression of you. I will tell you right now, the moments where I was not looking my best or I was not focused on my self-care and preservation, that was when I was feeling my lowest, and in correlation, my fashion, how I was dressing, everything just like fell apart, which is why I think self-care is the most important of all, because if you're not focused on a good self-care routine, everything else will collapse, because this will keep you together mentally. Self-care is not selfish. You cannot serve from an empty vessel. So that is why it is so important to make sure you look presentable, and you can do this in so many ways depending on the setting as well, whether it be a corporate environment, a work environment, friendship setting, family setting. As long as you're dressed and feeling prepared for the occasion, you will exude confidence and you will be able to embrace your best self. You might have a job position that you didn't even know you could have been offered because your friends mutual had a good impression of you. You have a chance of being offered this position, or you have been kept in mind, all because you've left a good lasting impression. How you look has a lot to do with how you feel, which is why I think it starts at skincare, cosmetics, hair care, doing everything, shower routines. I want you guys to make sure that you have a solid morning and night routine. First of all, look after your skin. When I was younger, I had eczema, and when I had eczema, I was probably at the lowest self-confidence in terms of my appearance. This is not criticism or hate towards anybody with any skin condition of any sort, but realistically, we all feel the most confident when we do have the clearest skin. This is when we feel like we are our best selves because there are no blemishes. I definitely went through that where I didn't like myself a lot because I didn't like how I appeared. That is why you need a skincare routine. Make sure that your skin is glowing from beneath, so when you put on your makeup and your foundation, you feel the most confident. That's why, like everyone says, the base of your makeup is so important. Find products that you love. These are some of the products that I love. I have combination skin. The more you love yourself, the less nonsense you'll tolerate. When I was feeling my lowest in terms of my self-esteem, that was when I allowed so many bad things to happen to me around me. People weren't treating me right, and I allowed that to happen, all because I wasn't taking care of myself. I was allowing these things to happen because I wasn't setting a standard for myself. And I realized after that, because I didn't choose to love myself and put myself first, especially when it came to the small things, prioritizing a good skincare routine, prioritizing my night routine, prioritizing my boundaries and my feelings, whether or not I ate healthy or worked out, like all these little things combined made me realize that I was not giving myself the respect that I deserved and giving myself the things that my body needed. And as a result, I was lowering my standards for those people around me as well. And so many bad things were just happening to me then. And I was just like, why am I allowing these things to happen to me? It's because I didn't love myself enough and I wasn't putting enough time and nurture into these small things in my day-to-day. If you ever find yourself in those moments of just not feeling right, like you have to find these routines in your day-to-day that are gonna give you rejuvenation, give you that little bit of something that is just for you that day. Those are the things that are going to support you and your positive mindset that you're developing. I want you guys to close your eyes and repeat after me. My life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. My attitude determines my direction. I hope you found your motivation and sense of direction, because you can do this. You just have to break things down and follow these steps and you can achieve the most successful life this year. Comment down below your goals for this year and let's support each other in the comments. Like this video and subscribe. Don't forget, let's let go of the past and focus on the now and your future. I'll see you guys in the next video.